Hey everyone, it's Okaydrian, and this episode of the bi-weekly community stream features myself and Hauke weekly community as we give you the results to the poll that you voted on for the next feature to be added into Coreborn. I think you're gonna like the outcome. Plus, some of the stuff you see in this video near the end might be available by the time you watch this. If so, enjoy. Otherwise, for that special voted on content, we'll give you updates soon. Enjoy.
Very confused by the intro because usually the transition gives me roughly 2 minutes to adjust.
Yeah.
As it is a little longer. And suddenly it was just boom, Adrian live.
I told you 2 weeks ago, we're gonna press the right button. Very proud of myself.
Perfect. Also, after 20-second transition, we're finally here.
Yeah. All right. Next week, we'll have that down to 15 seconds, everyone. Nipped at the bud.
I'm also trying to turn my light on here. But hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing fantastic. Wide awake. I don't have the sexy buff, as I guess this chat's putting it, like you have right now. I have the moving buff, so I'm energized. Never mind. It's double sexy buff. We did it. Thanks, chat.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you. I want one too. Also, sexy buff, that is, of course, relaxed.
You know, I can't help it. I didn't think it would become, you know how it is when you stream and you say something and chat latches onto it, and at that point, you can't change it. History's been made. So unless you change the graphic.
Never happened to me.
No. Okay.
No, it did. Sorry, I'm just like trying to turn on my light.
Okay, man. Do you say everyone? Well, Hauke fixes lighting. Welcome to the weekly community stream. I hope you're all. This is amazing. Hope you're all enjoying
maybe
yourself.
Maybe it won't work. Hello.
Hey, man. Welcome back.
Oh wait, now I got stuck here.
For those of you,
sorry, I bombarded your intro.
No, it's okay. The intro's done. We're on the main topic now. Roman numeral 2.
Perfect. Well, thanks for having me. Glad that we're here. Glad my light is working now.
Yes.
That makes absolutely zero difference. Good that I did it.
Just doing my part. You know what, Grish? I'm actually happy that you picked up on that, where you said that Adrian is so humble he even makes his guest's frame bigger than mine. Yes, that is intentional. See, when I bring on a guest, my focus is on the guest, not on me. The same way if I was sitting down in my chair, I'm going to make their chair look a little bit bigger, put the focus on them. And
is it bigger? Isn't that just like one of those visual illusions?
No,
I don't think
the right one's slightly bigger on each side.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Oh. You got a little height boost right there. In case you all didn't know, by the way, bi-weekly stream, and as it turns out, the first week is the discussion of an idea, right, and introducing it. The second is the update, and then we have like a little thing between ourselves. We discuss things. We had a vote up for a poll where you all have the opportunity to take ownership of what you wanted to see the Asia Pacific team work on based on your thoughts. We had the initial thrust of ideas where you put it in Discord and social media and all the channels that said, I want this, the game needs this, and I would love to have this. And we said, cool. Actually, I'm doing a Hauke now. And I said, cool. And so then I put it, and then basically, as you would say, gave it to the team leads and said, hey, here are a couple of things. What do you think? And they said, wow, these are 13 cool things. Let's narrow it down to 3. And we said, cool. And brought it to all you and said, here's 3 cool things. You vote. And so we did. We gave you a vote. And the votes are in. Should we milk this a little bit or just show them what it is?
I mean, I'm glad what it is, so you can just show it directly, but we can also try to milk it. But I think... No, actually, at the beginning, it was quite obvious what it's going to be, and then that changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy with the result.
I like the way you say that.
I mean, we can be honest about that. Like, one of these things was the most work and the least, I would dare to say, creative work. Or like, the least creatively improving the game. It would have just been adding content, basically. Which is cool, but there was a point where we in the Asia Pacific team just felt like maybe that's better for the West team.
Yeah.
But of course, we would have followed the vote, but we're glad it changed. We're glad people changed their mind or changed what they would like most in the game, because I'm very happy with the result.
You see, everyone, he's happy with the result. And And honestly, that should be all that matters. I'm gonna add this right here. I should have there the entire time. Whoops, professional. Anyway, here you go. Boop. There's the transition. I told you only one scene has it.
Oh god.
The results are in. Hello, Witherson85. Welcome to the stream. The results are in, everyone. We're no longer accepting responses. Turns out, the least voted on overall, and we're not talking about like 10 votes here. We're talking plentiful votes. Fast travel. And there was some theory crafting about that too, about how you all, I think, still want fast travel. It's just, you don't want fast travel more than you want really good content additions, which says a lot about how you maneuver around the world of Ambrose right now.
Yeah, I was very surprised because I would dare to say that out of all the things on that list, fast travel was the most casually requested on Discord, on any other platform. Steam reviews mentioned it quite a bit. So I was very sure that people would vote a lot more on fast travel.
Yeah.
Also, I actually thought it was a very charming way of integrating it. But from the beginning, I think fast travel fell behind pretty hard.
Yeah, from the very beginning, I think after the first 10 votes, I looked over there, and fast travel at that point didn't have a chance. My thought is when the first poll started, I didn't check the first 9 votes, but I'm willing to bet the first like 3-4 votes were all like fast travel. And the 4 who voted, all of you were thinking, yeah, finally, this is our time. We're getting it.
It's happening.
It's not. So sorry, the community has spoken. But as an aside, we did say in the past, just because your topic did not win does not mean it can't happen in the future. If anything, it proves the point that out of the 13, 15, 17 ideas we had, narrowed down to 3, even though fast travel came in third, it was one of the top 3 decided on. So in the future, once we finish the winner, it's back in the hunt again to say, all right, well, we could still do this and make it happen if needed. It's a bonus. But as of right now, second place, Adventure, which is the one that would have taken 12 weeks. Let's call that minimum. But the overall winner that everyone said, I would like this very much, is Journal and Achievements.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to
which
everybody.
we're very happy with, especially like the Asia Pacific team. Ari and me were the biggest fans of this. To be fair, our 3D artist, of course, Gina, wanted to build more furniture. Like, obviously.
Yeah!
But yeah.
I was on that team too. You know what? We think we can get, right? As a reminder to all of you too, who voted on Journal and Achievements, we'll go back to a couple weeks ago when we were discussing what that means for you. And Hauke, since you were working on this and bringing the idea to the board, what is your vision again for Journal and Achievements as a possibility now, since this is happening?
So the general idea is that basically you can do certain things in the game. We will keep track of them. For example, let's just say Toriva. And in the beginning, when you first see a Toriva, you know nothing but its name when you look at it. There's no more F1 page that just tells you what a Toriva drops. And it is basically when you kill 10 of them, is the first information about them is revealed. When you kill 25, more. When you kill 50, more. And when you kill 100, even more. Of course, the numbers are just placeholders. We'll have to look into, hey, how many get killed actually? What is convenient or what is doable numbers? And basically, it is an interactive journal that grows in how much information it provides to you. It can even potentially offer you bonuses like additional damage, better drops from creatures, or even unlocking drops that otherwise were not available. And with it, we would try to implement an archive in Korheim, which is basically a building in which there is NPC, and these NPC trade schematics with you, which is one thing they do. For example, once you unlocked one of these NPC through killing enough creatures or foraging enough things, they will offer to basically take your schematics that you don't need, give you a currency in exchange, and you can then take that currency and buy schematics with it. So you don't have to kill 500 moon hunters in the hopes of getting everything from them. Once you killed a certain amount, you also have the option to just trade in the recipes through a currency, which you need to unlock still. Like, you can't just take these coins, go there and buy everything. You need to at least do a certain threshold of killing, harvesting, foraging, crafting, whatever.
Hello, by the way, to Ashen Forge. Welcome, descending down the mountain to see where we at. Steam Dwarves. They dropped the water drop people yet. So the Children of the Source, who utilize Aqua, featuring Liquid Meadows, is the next content release as the overall branching universe of Tormentosia comes to life. Right now, the Hedonist and Ambrose are currently present. The Children of the Source and Liquid Meadows is coming next. After that, maybe Steam Dwarves next. Maybe the Nosmerians, maybe the Ceromancers.
It's one of the hotter candidates, Steam Dwarves or Nosmerians, as they are most requested by the community, I would say.
Well, there you go. There's some hope, Ashen Forge, right there. The water people coming soon. Sooner than soon, actually, because there's been more video, more photos, and hey, who knows what you might see on today's stream, too. So just stick around for a little bit. Now, I do want to address one thing, Hauke, that I've seen not only in Discord and the community in Steam as well, but also some things we discussed on the last stream, which is since we have the idea now of keeping a journal and the arbitrary number of how many you kill to get whatever information and trading schematics, it says and achievements. And there's been discussions, at least in different meetings, about having titles and utilizing those as achievements, even for things like doing creative contest or you killed 1,000 Tarivas, so you're Tarivas manslaughterer #1.
Yeah.
Is that
Tariva Slayer?
Yeah. Is that a future that we're going to see as part of this journal and achievements thing?
I would say so. Basically, we do work with a provider for an out-of-the-box solution, which is very abstract of saying technically there is something where we just have to flip a switch, which is very much in reality means that flipping of a switch costs 2 weeks of work or something, which would unlock achievements and titles. We do not know yet, though, if that is a good solution for us because we haven't done a proper investigation. Investigation means like an engineer has to go and check, hey, does this actually work with our code? Is it easy to implement it, or should we build that by ourselves, which is more work, but then potentially more reliable? Things like that. So titles, I can say for sure. What I can tell you is that if titles would come with this journal update, it would be something that is more of a coincidence, or we had to request work from the West team because we cannot make titles happen. Like, that's just too engineering heavy. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you. We got nearly 300 waiting for the Steam Dwarves Forge community. Ashen Forge, where's the Ashen Children of the Source community? Where's the Ashen Source?
I mean, I remember Ashenforge. They are basically a dwarf game community that only play dwarf games. So I don't think we'll very much motivate them to suddenly play something else.
That's actually really cool. I love to hear that. That's dope, man. Welcome. Also, with the idea now that journal and achievements are happening, and Sis will be returning here in 2 weeks to discuss what's happening. I know beforehand in a previous community meeting, we mentioned about the update process. Every 2 weeks after that, or every month, depending on what's available, we'll have updates about what it is we're bringing, how the update looks, but how's it going to look for community suggestions along the way? So as we're building this whole journal and achievements system, let's say we get to the 4-week mark, it's been a month, the community says, I like the way this is looking, have you considered this? How possible is that influence will be there?
I would say very likely. So I think there's several topics now that are influenced by one bigger topic. Someone already, I think Coreborn mentioned test service, which is something we would have liked to do a whole while ago, but we are currently working on the first time user experience, which is a very big patch. We started playing it and we liked what it does. I think most people that play it, I think basically everyone will play it and feel like, oh, that's cool. And it also introduces so much new functionality that we kept prioritizing it higher than other things. So basically, at some point we had to say, hey, do we really want to bring the test servers right now, potentially negatively affecting the quality of our major patch coming up? And for good reason, then decided, no, let's not do that. Let's push that out. I would assume it's like then we wanted to bring the test servers this week, but now Ari is out, which is one of the most important people because he is the only one with coding capability on the Asia Pacific team. So we said, hey, maybe next week is a better candidate. So I would assume within the next 2 weeks, we'll run the test servers, which will give a lot more feedback capability to our community when it comes to new features. For example, farming will be the first feature. We might see some things about farming today. And I know it might seem like so basically, there's more work than I originally anticipated on the Asia Pacific team, because we are not only building the farming, but we're also working on a St. Gibbs Day event, which is basically an in-law, in-world St. Patrick's Day event. Then I am very much involved with building that in engine, and I'm not good in engine. So it's just things take longer.
Awesome.
Because we're also working with new systems, for example, the quest system, which is just something I've never worked with before. I had to familiarize myself. And basically, once these test servers are out, we'll invite people. Sorry.
Fine. You got water earlier. Now we know why.
Yeah, because I constantly have this, like, we say, and it's not a frog, but like a sore throat. Isn't that? So basically, once we have the test servers, it will automatically lead to a lot more feedback that can be directly funneled into things that we're building for the community, with the community. And the test servers are a little bit of a blockage, where I kind of like a, what do you say in English? Way. I forgot. It's something in the way. They are in the way.
Okay, roadblock.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, got you.
I was waiting like, Adrian, help me here.
I was waiting for a description, and then I finally got it. And
it's like, it's something that's on the road, and I can't go past it. And I also am fighting my throat, so I was like, try to explain with the minimum amount of words possible. Yeah. No, so basically they are roadblock, and we are in parallel working on several features, for example, farming and the St. Gibbs Day event, which might or might not make it in. That's another thing that currently might be affected by the first-time user experience. We might bring it later, or we might decide to, hey, let's keep this in the back of our heads and just bring it at a different point. We'll see.
That would be so sad if that became reality. I love this game. Y'all.
I mean, ask me, it's my first commit. Like, I built all the stuff, placed all the NPC, everything is there. We could basically just push that shit right now.
Yes.
But, like, yeah.
I guess not. Hey, by the way.
No, it needs testing, and I think that's the main thing. Like, it needs to go through QA, which is just super necessary. It's in a live service game. We cannot send stuff live without proper testing. And our QA is currently very busy with the onboarding experience. With the first-time user experience, which is natural. There's so many new features. I think you will all be very positively surprised when you play it. Not because it's like a gigantic thing that you've never seen. There's a lot of things in it that you've never seen in Coreborn. Like small details when it comes to usability, the whole quest, things changing visually for players individually after you did something. A lot of it might not feel like new content to existing players, but a lot of it is gigantically important when it comes to being the groundworks for bigger things in the future.
That's what I was going to say too, is that even if you were to speed run through this, and within a game, everyone plays at their own pace, but you got to understand that these changes are part of an idea and understanding of the team going, okay, this is possible. Mm-hmm. We know how this works. So in the future, if we want to rebuild the mountains for existing players as your major content thing, we know exactly how to do it now. So this is all part of that ongoing process. Also, hello, Sir Theo Bald Rex. Welcome on in, everyone else. For all of you who are claiming dwarf status, I guess, thank you to you for being a steam dwarf. Thank you very much. And so many of you being awake as well this time of night, depending on where you are in the world. Good looking out to that. Instant Kong, I see you there. Reminder to all of you right now, too. It's been said in the Discord, but just want to remind everyone again, if you are experiencing any issues right now with logging in and or traveling from Coreheim to Coreheim, logging in completely, don't take it as one of those things where you just log out and log in and go and say, okay, it fixed it. Please report those right now. It's imperative because it has been a pattern we've noticed. And every time you log it and send that report a bug thing, it's very important to us to lock that down and figure out what it is.
So yeah, I can't stress that enough. It's super important information for us because, for example, this time it took us, I think, 1 day or 2 days longer than would have been necessary because for us, for example, our nightly might not, our test servers might not have the problem that the live servers have. Also, sometimes we regularly delete our own player logs. So we basically start with exactly like right now we're testing the first time user experience. So we basically delete our characters nonstop and don't really play with ongoing characters. And the problems that are only existent for those characters, we don't notice. If no one posts, hey, by the way, I tried to log in today and it took me 3 minutes, we'll be like, that's something we need to hear.
Yep. So use the bug report, please. Be vocal in Discord. You're not going to bother anybody by posting it again and again and again. That's what it's there for. So all of you who do that, thank you very much. Now, you did hear Hauke tease some things earlier about a St. Gibbs Day and about some farming and things like that. And I believe we have some media we can showcase to bring all that to fruition instead of it just being a teasing thing, being an actuality thing. And yeah, Grish, it is. Someone did kind of leak that earlier. I can tell you right now, St. Gibbs Day is happening because of the success that happened with the Halloween event and with the season of Frostfall. There's an opportunity there that said, you know what? People really took advantage of this. What if we use the existing lore in the world to make another event day? So the things that you see right now is happening because of you and your desire to see that kind of stuff in the game. So kudos to you. So let's just.
I think that can't be stressed enough. It's basically we looked at St. Patrick's Day, then immediately thought, there would be a cool way to implement that into the lore of this world. Why not do something similar? And we're trying to make it happen on the actual day, but technically we could also bring it later because it's St. Gibbs Day and not St. Patrick's Day.
Ta-da!
Do you have a suggestion board where we can access and upvote? Yes, we do. You basically just missed the most recent vote where there were like a whole presentation. Like, check out the last of these streams. There's also, I think you made a great video on YouTube, Adrian, where we went over all the ideas that are currently ongoing. And there's an ideas channel on Discord. You can just post in the ideas channel. Everything that's in there will be transitioned into an idea, at least in the current workflow.
We do take a look across all social media channels, in the YouTube comments, and also even on the Steam community boards. All the ideas are gathered from there in case you can't make it to ideas. I know I'm always looking there myself. Michael, Exilius, Dane, Alexander, they're all looking there as well. So ideally, in the ideas section, if you happen to be somewhere else, we're going to see it. So don't worry about that. Hauke, check out on the screen what we got here.
So basically, as anyone who's playing the game regularly might have already noticed, there's always the item icon and a schematic icon. If there is a schematic icon, that would mean that that is something you can actually learn. We are implementing a small event where basically you go to a specific location close to the Coreheim overflow, because in the lore of the world, there's parties in Coreheim going on, which I hope I'm still be able to set up because that's currently the server thing. Basically, people in Coreheim are celebrating St. Gibbs, and St. Gibb is in celebration of a Gibb, which is a race in our world that looks similar to orcs, a nomadic race that travels around the world, and they always live in tribes. Like, Gibbs never go by themselves, but this Gibb heard about the Ultracore and what's going on in the world and decided, I'm gonna split from my tribe, travel around, and explain to the suspicious people, or like to the people that don't trust these 6 nations that built the Ultracore, that that's a safe haven, they should really go to Coreheim. And he used a 6-leaved clover to explain that to people, that these 6 nations, and there's like a stem in the center, and that stem is then the thing protecting them. So, and in celebration of St. Gibb, we, for the last 2 years, since the birth of the core, have been celebrating the St. Gibbs Day event in the lore of this world, which is all about clovers in all different varieties of colors, but in most cases green, because Gibbs are green. And that's the most celebratory color in this time and season. And what you basically encounter is there is collectible clovers in the game that you can trade for coins. These clovers you see at the second bottom row, like in the 4 colors, the yellow, the red, and the from the bottom, second row from the there. So basically starting with the red, there's a yellow one, a green one, and a blue one. You can collect these, trade them in for coins, which is the little golden coin you see at the bottom, the 6-leaf clover. And once you did a quest line, because you have to unlock this event first, once you talk to certain NPCs, rooks are very connected to it, because wherever there's any money to be made or trade, a rook will come in and sees that as a good opportunity.
Good for them.
So the rooks basically are then able to sell you certain schematics, for example, for garlands, which is the next row above these clovers, like basically the 3rd and 4th row from the bottom. You can hang them in your town. I do actually right now have a very, very early version of the garland. Wait, I'll send that to you, Adrian, because I just received it 5 minutes ago.
Nice.
This is not textured yet. This is basically placeholder. It will not be pink and anything, just so that you see the general shape.
I like that. All right.
That you can then hang, like craft and hang in your own towns, of course. Then above that is a pint. You can not only craft, which is at the top right, the green clover oil and then consume it. You can also craft these pints with some clover plants in them and then place them in your town for decoration.
Yeah, that's looking a little green right there. Whatever that mystery liquid is, who knows what it could be? There we go.
And then on the right, in the middle, basically, these where it says colors, we will also have wall decorations for clovers. These might not make it in, but it's basically like a little wall plant you can hang on the the wall vertically, and then the plants hang down the clovers from there. That is still, we'll have to see if that works.
Clear as this green, so poison. You know what?
Yeah,
to some people, it might be so.
Well, I'm not sure if it works, but the original idea, I'm still a little fidgeting around with that, is that it gives you a random effect.
That's awesome.
And some of those could be bad, others could be very, very good.
Yeah. It might give you a false sense of confidence, or it might give you a random buff in strength that you didn't know you had. So congratulations to all.
The thing is, we don't really have that functionality in the game yet, so we have to hack around it a little bit. I'll speak with an engineer today if that's possible. Because the idea is that basically, sometimes you drink it and it damages you. Yes. Sometimes it makes you jump double as high.
Yes.
For 30 seconds. And sometimes it makes you jump half as high for 30 minutes.
I love the idea of that. I love what Grease said, 500% speed buff. Or just, you drink at the wrong time and now it's one hit kill for you. Anything touches.
That's it. Yeah, just like...
you take one hit. Maybe you lose your entire inventory. I don't know. Don't get hit. But yeah, you just sent me this little decoration. Mm-hmm. It looks like you had your own apartment.
Currently, I think Gina has been working on it just right now. This is the first little sculpt of it.
Shout out to Gina.
This would be 2 in a row. You can hang them on your walls. You can hang them free anywhere. Basically, they're like sticky pointers on the sides so that you can also hang them freely. This would be the garlands.
Don't give Hauke ideas. What do you think I've been doing behind the scenes?
I mean, as I said, it might also not work. We'll have to see because, like I said, currently there's nothing in the game that gives random effects. You can only hook up one effect, but we'll have to see. Like I said, I'll speak to an engineer today. Yeah.
What about town borders?
Town borders was mentioned, but I rejected town borders mainly because the AP team, we do not have a VFX artist. We cannot build those. Then they asked me yesterday, if we maybe spontaneously want to make town borders, but we'll have to start being more effective sometimes. And they are not in the current design. There's no design for them. There's no item linked to them. They potentially cause problems if another item is placed down that changes the town border. They are not something I want to implement last minute without testing. And we originally didn't have them in the design. I know you like them, and originally we would have loved them, but for now, most likely will not have them. We might look into another event. I don't want to say too much here, but there is something soon coming up that will then have town borders, but not sure yet.
The cool thing is that the more we know you want town borders, the more time we compare ourselves for holidays in the future. Like me just throwing it out there, Halloween is months away, but wouldn't you rather have a town border where you put up, I don't know, a really scary pumpkin and your town border, instead of snowflakes like the season of Frostfall, it's just like apparitions, ghosts, flying around your town center the entire time. That to me would be sick. Or even having foundations that are partially broken like a haunted house. So your town center, like your entire town looks broken down. And then you have that little ghost town going above. So it's like having a haunted house that you built. I can see you, look at your head. You're like, ooh, actually, you know what, Adrian? Yeah. We're cooking now. There you go. Yeah. There you go. But yeah, here are the early art designs for it.
Technically, it could be possible that the town border also makes things look broken.
Ooh.
I'll ask.
Yeah.
I'll write that down.
See, all of you don't want a 6-leaf clover effect. You want broken down houses. You just don't know it yet.
I mean, I also thought it's kind of weird that there's just clovers falling out of the sky constantly. Because I felt like, hey, leaves, snow, everything, but that might be me overthinking it.
Soon you say, I know Instant Kong, it makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah. We have some more stuff I can show you all really quickly in relation to updates, because that was for the St. Gibbs Day event. And there's another graphic I can show you really quickly in relation to that. Just going to grab it right here. Boop, boop. Grab that. Browse. And booyah. right there. That's
those are the pines, basically an empty, and that's a naked hedonist right next to it for scale. These are the pines that will not only be placed in the worlds, but those are the ones that then the flowers go, or the clovers go into, and you can place them in your town. Basically, we'll have a recipe for making these and then being able to place them anywhere. Yeah, they are big because St. Gibbs Day, right? Also, we wanted to put clovers in them as little plant pots, and yeah. So 4 different variations of these will potentially be craftable. Oh, 5. There's 4 colors and a mixed color one.
You know, it's interesting that all of you are seeing this right now and discussing things like having flower pots, because as a perfect segue to things you might want to have, inclusive of flower pots, is maybe a little bit of a, I don't want to say farming, but let's call it farming.
You can say farming because
thank God.
People already asked, I think, when we first mentioned St. Gibbs, like, what? Oh, yeah, there's the seed bags. Oh, which is a good transition because someone said, hey, what is the purpose of farming? Does it introduce new plants? And currently, farming would basically deal with any plant that is potentially not harvestable easily in nature. So, for example, clovers, after the event ended, will not just grow in the wild anymore, but you could get clover seeds. And these seeds you can then plant in your own town so that you can still make the stuff from the clover, like from the St. Gibbs event. And same goes for other plants then potentially. And this is just the animation that is already, like, as you see, the seed bag is a placeholder of the character putting seeds on the ground or in the plant bed in our case, just an early version so that you see there is work happening here.
I will say, as be as corny as possible, you all might see this as us planting seeds for the future. Haha. Because the same way, like, really, that we're the same way that we're doing the foundation setups for a new beginning is what you can expect in future events and how you rebuild other areas possibly. But the same way that we're introducing farming right now, I wouldn't be surprised if a few of you were like, oh, I can grow these things and they're cool, but I wish I could grow this stuff instead. And I think we'll know that, but that's the idea. Is later on, those really, really, really cool things you want to grow, yeah, it gives you something to look forward to. Now you can grow this. Now you can grow that. Like, I'll just give you all a little secret right now. You like leeks? Here's a leek. You know, I was growing behind the scenes with my fake graphic, my little like box, my orange box as my flower pot, my asset, dot nuts. That's what I was harvesting.
And that's exactly the idea. It's basically stuff that otherwise is not easily growable, like dot nuts, lito beans will be among them, wheat will most likely among them, and we're talking about the yellow kind, not the other kind.
Yeah.
So basically you can harvest or grow and harvest things that otherwise are kind of random or hard to find in the world.
And if you think about it, this kind of works towards the idea of you wanting fast travel. And by you, I say the community, because this saves you time on fast travel. I mean, yeah, you're still going to go out and you're going to mine, you're going to chop wood. That's fine. But you're going to save so much time on gathering other materials that you can now just garden in your own front yard instead. That's going to cut down on your travel time. You used to do it in your home. And we were saying behind the scenes, even if you don't need those materials because of the way things look, maybe gardening becomes a way for you to decorate your city. Maybe you don't care about what you grow, but you care about what it looks like, the aesthetic of your town center and your town. So you can start growing things that you think just look cool to showcase your town.
Also, the farming will go to the test servers because currently, for example, we do have certain timings. Right now, I think there is a problem in the game that there's very few content pieces that make you log in regularly. And farming is the first introduction to one of these where checking back in regularly to water your plants makes them grow faster. For example, in the first iteration, rain will not interact with farming. It's a shame, but just something that the AP team couldn't build easily currently. We will look into it again. But also, it was in line with our decision to build a basic version first, see how you guys react, how much you like it, what you don't like about it, and then iterate on it. And if we realize no one likes farming, people aren't, like, you players aren't really using it or doing it, then we will not really iterate on it much and just move to the next feature. And then it's just content that's in there, but doesn't get much more.
Yeah, so farm, basically. That's all there is to it. Just farm. Just farm, forehead. You know what I like about this animation the most too is the fact they actually take time when they turn the water can over to balance it on the front because of the weight distribution. I love that special effect right there.
There will also be different watering cans. I sadly can't show them yet, but they really look cool. There's really cool ones. This is, I think, the second. There's 4 different types. This will also introduce the skills of farming, actually. Like, currently, they are locked in the skill tree, but farming will then basically be the logical continuation of foraging, or will be linked to foraging and unlock farming in the game.
Yep. Those jugs definitely didn't come from Cologne. How much beer does it fit in, 4 liters or more? Oh, for the St. Gibbs Day event? Hey, no one said it was beer. It could be a smoothie.
It's ale. It's definitely not beer because of age restrictorily. It's ale. It's not beer at all. It is ale. It is green clover ale.
Good save. Wonderful. Oh, yeah. Imagine farming taking longer in the savannah and goes faster in the wetlands. Shrug.
So eventually, that is the idea of the system. If people like the system, I think also once the liquid meadows come in, you'll understand a lot more how essential this system is. Because let's say you build a base in the liquid meadows, but you need dot nut, and dot nut is not a resource available in the liquid meadows, for example. But you need that, so you could just start growing it there. Or you have a base in the mountains, you do not constantly have to run back down. Because one of our also upcoming bigger patches will be revisiting a lot of the features when it comes to nutrition, when or how you have to eat, what food and drinks do, because currently they don't really serve a meaningful purpose. A little bit, but not that much, and we want to change that.
A good idea, too. I know my friend's been working on the Wiki page, too, to update things like that. I know a lot of you familiar with what does what. But I get down. I get my mountain. I ride to Ambrose. Then, hey, you don't want fast travel, obviously.
If you want to physically bring stuff there. Also, to be fair, the vast majority of players currently playing the game is playing mostly alone, which is something that we have to deal with. That's just the fact. And for some of these solutions that are so obvious for you guys are for other players not really in the picture, especially newer players. And additionally, I personally hate how easy it is currently to teleport to Korheim just with one button click and teleport back to your base. That was just an emergency solution. I don't think that will permanently stay the same, and I would really like to return to making it meaningful to bring resources from A to B.
So you're telling me that from now on, when I go to Piper's Whistle, I just can't press the unstuck button?
Well, that is still in the game. I would really like to remove that, though. But that's why fast travel was one of my favorites, personally, because that would have also removed that. Would have then said, hey, fast traveling is an option, but only if you pay the cost associated to it.
Cost. Do you hear this, guys? Do you hear this? You hear this, man?
Paying for stuff, huh?
Yeah, paying for stuff, making the game harder. I don't know who you think you are, man. I'm just trying to fight my war-torn Tariva and my basic clothes and win. They play my game. You don't pay my sub.
Well, combat also. There's stuff coming there too. That will be great.
Look at that. Did you see that wry smile creep up? Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, combat is just an ongoing pain, in my opinion, because originally we launched it and I felt like, oh, this is good, hard but doable. Then the feedback was, this is so hard, this is zero fun, make it easier. Then we made it easier. And then people are, oh, now it's way too easy, which is naturally, because I think it is in many cases too easy. But I think we're at a very good step where there's been first changes on combat. It feels smoother, animation is better, certain flows are better. And we have to just finally get the time to start touching it again. Because currently, for example, you're very often animation locked, which is just not very nice. It feels a little clunky. And one of the biggest problems is that originally we never wanted to launch with just one weapon. We thought there is a variety of weapons. And if someone thought a weapon is too slow, they just go to a faster weapon. But it is what it is. Indie game development, sometimes you'll have to do or deal with what you have.
There you go. You love such systems? Well, you tell you what, if you love such systems, let me see how much you love this. It's a wave file. You all like waves? I hope so.
The wiki, I think there is currently work going on the wiki, right, Adrian?
Yes, there is work going on. My friend Jess has become obsessed with the game, and she texts me on Discord. She DMs me like every, I say, hour, and then apologizes because she thinks she's annoying me. And she's not, Jess. I know you're watching this later on. And she's like, what's this? What's this? How can I do this? And then one day she was like, I want to improve the wiki. so more players understand what it is we're looking at. And then she rattled off 200 fixes right away. So things as far as like, yeah, bro, she gets in that mindset of like, I want to do this, and she just did it. It started off with .nut milk, and then going, well, the .nut milk ingredients links don't work, and then fixing that, and then getting a proper graphic to it, and then seeing the old graphics where they're inaccurate, and then just doing hours and hours of work. So you can now log in, and if you want more details on what more things do, like what does charred meat do for you, that kind of stuff, she's taking care of it. I have not interfered at all. I'm letting her do her own stuff. She's discovering, she's eating each food and just mapping it out there. So if you want to make the game easier to yourself, just like anything else, you can always go to a wiki. But there is one you can deep dive into right there if you want to. By the way, there's an audio clip playing right now that I think all of you may find interesting. Hauke, I think you won't hear it unless you are watching the stream live.
Yeah, also I've heard them quite a bit. We recorded those live, Alex and me on my stream, because we just spontaneously thought we might need them. And prepare your ears, like tickle them a little, like so that they know that quality is coming. Like maybe like think of Mozart, Bach. Is it Bach? Do you say Bach in English?
Bach, yeah.
Okay, it's Bach.
Yeah.
Okay, then think of Bach.
There you go. So here is the hedonist noise.
Ha ha. So the idea is that basically when you talk to them, you always have to press to the next window. And we thought, we can't do the full voice stuff yet. How about we do something in the lines of how the Sims do it, where it's always like, come here, whenever you press something. And so anytime you press E to the next window, this was just basically play one of those. The hedonists are the worst. Like, trust me, listen to the juristograph. That is so good.
It sounds like the most arrogant tennis match of all time. Just
perfect. That is what I was trying to achieve.
Was really 15 love. All right.
Yeah, then I think there's rooks in there. I don't.
Yes. Let's do Juristo first. Give me this.
Okay, yeah, awesome. If that doesn't sound like a cheaply produced robot, I don't know what does.
It sounds like one of those tracks that plays during like a WarioWare game, mini game.
Exactly that, and that was what we were trying to achieve.
Yeah, okay, bro. I'm sure. It's awesome.
I mean, they are robots, and they are like weird robots. And so we thought, okay, cool, let's make some weird robot sounds.
It's optimistically rhythmic when it's played back to back, like ba 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 beep ba ba. I love it. Let's hear this Rux.
Thank you, Ashenforge. Yeah, we'll hurry up with the dwarves.
Moaning Hauke in the morning. What better to wake? Oh Jesus! Here you go.
I mean, there's also the rooks, which if you want something more rough.
All right. Well, here's the rooks right here. Yeah. This is me playing Civilization Revolution and being negotiated with. You broke our treaty. Prepare for war. Okay. All right. It's just a financial loss, but I guess.
It's just good. It's just too good. Well, but as I said, we basically spontaneously hopped on a stream. I did some weird stuff with the microphone, and then I sent it to Alex and said, do something. I am not entirely sure if this will be used in the game, as I don't think we all agree on the quality it has. Some people are wrong about it, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Speaking from a place right now of neutral ground, yes to all three.
Yes.
And my opinion is, if you don't like it, I would say just record your own. Bring yours to the table. Alex did reach out to me and say, hey, do you want to record some stuff too? And I said, you know what? I don't mind. Just tell me how you want it to sound.
That is actually what we're going to do, because we had a lot more, but it just becomes obvious that it's all my voice at some point. So, yeah.
Can you play that? Not you taking requests, the radio. Hey, welcome into the Play Coreborn Play Deadline. Coming to you live
Yeah, Nib
right
is
now.
not that good. I didn't send you Nib because I wasn't very happy with Nib.
Oh no, Nib.
Wait, I do have. Well, you'll see. I'll send you Gibble, which
Okay.
is the most annoying. Gibbling.
This noise is so wrong that Rooks is. Yeah.
And then here's the Elder Gib.
Here's your tennis match again. All right. Bro.
Oh, Hedonist 2 is also good. I'll send you that too. A pure art.
FBI, if you're watching, I'm only downloading these audio effects for the stream. Please don't take this as my normal content.
This is all like secret codes.
I'm awakening a sleeper agent right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my download folder. There it is. Yeah, thank you very much. Give me that. All three of these over there. Copy, paste. Thank you. Let's hear these. First things first, let's hear Elder Gibb.
So good. For me, you might see it, the auto transcript of Slack. Oh, sorry. It says
It sounds like so Robot Chicken.
So that's the second deck. For the Hedonist 2, Slack thinks that's Mandarin. Gibble is Spanish, where Elder Gib 2 is Korean.
You're right. I see it. Jeez. All right, let's see Gibble 2, please. Thank you. All right, Gibble. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling them too much, so.
I feel like Gibble, which is what we're listening to right now, has to be. I think that has to be the one that pops out of the JMS system.
Yeah. It's currently it's just annoying, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, the burp burp reminds me of the demo man in TF2 when he does his taunt and lifts his little happy. All right, what's the last one we have here? Hedonist 2. All right, I actually love both Hedonists.
I also like both Hedonists. I also
really
thought they were great.
Like, this is actually what I envisioned. Like, hello, welcome to Ambrose. Oh, yes. My house? Oh, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
How many dot nuts? Oh, laughable.
No bread? Let's eat cake then.
Happy St. Gibbs Day.
That's actually in the law. There's like, I think each part of the law has some quotes, and one of the quotes is, "Sire, the poor people don't have bread anymore. Then let them eat cake." And that's, they'll gladly do that, I'm sure.
I like it.
Not a problem in Hedonist country. They actually might have cake.
That's what it seems like. Everyone just has money. Even the ones who don't have a lot of money still have money, just not as much money as the ones who have money. Yep. It's like being a duke versus being a count versus being higher royalty. You're still royalty. It's good for them. I love them. I love all of them.
I also like the Hedonists a lot. Also one of the more flushed out races, actually.
Hedonist 1 and 2 is W. Love it. Great reveal. Cool. Thank you.
As I said, I'm not entirely sure if these make it into the game. We're gonna see.
There you go, everyone. As you know, some content that's revealed will not make it to the game. Some of it will. But hey, that's what we're here, to show off things that are leaks, but not leaks. I think that's all we have, too, right?
Yes, I think so, too. I need to get back an engine, too. So
he was serious about that, y'all. It's not a joke. He's
like, when we started, I was like, okay, let's hurry up. I need to get back an engine.
If you want St. Gibbs Day event to happen, we've got to let this go right now. All of you. Yeah. Do you have parting thoughts?
I think I'm very glad that there's so many ideas coming in. I'm glad that there is such an active exchange because it just helps so much. I think for the beginning, we were so stuck in work and often a little stuck in our own heads. And it really helps to have these streams regularly and just get more opinions from you guys out there because you are the ones playing the game and we're building it for you.
Beautiful. Love it. I just I left the audio file up by accident, and so because I returned to the scene, the very first noise playing as we came back was like after you're like, we're so happy you're all playing the game.
We should add that to the transitions, like make them seem a little shorter.
Yes, great idea. All right, everyone, that's your content for the evening, morning, day, depending where you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for bringing your ideas. Thank you for voting. Congratulations to Journal Achievements, Adventure, Fast Travel. Maybe next time. We'll be back in 2 weeks, more than likely, to give you an update on what's happening so you can bring your ideas to what's already taking place. Look forward to the new user experience. Look forward to new content for community stuff in terms of having contests as well as screenshot stuff. And as always, please keep reporting the bugs and look forward to the updates. Keep being nice in the discourse and suggestions. Thank you all providing materials and helping each other out too. People come in here brand new, and before even myself, Michael, and the mods can answer, you're all answering it. So thank you for doing that, keeping it alive. And that's all I have. So have a good whatever.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can show us here at Blankhans by like, comment, or subscribe. The subscribe you can do right here, actually. But if you want to watch more videos, you can watch more videos as well, and you can do that over here. So more videos, subscribe.